The schools woefully underfunded. That's how a court in Shawnee County described state funding for schools. A Shawnee County court posted this 120-page ruling today. It's the second time these judges have considered the issue, which the state appealed. The Supreme Court sent this part of the case back to them in March with new directions. The court in Shawnee reached the same conclusion and criticized the state's politics of funding by writing the current funding education system is inadequate from any rational perspective, end quote. This is the ruling, the result of a lawsuit parents in 4 districts filed in 2010. Today's ruling is likely to be appealed again. Today's ruling from the 3-judge panel is bad news for the Kansas legislature and the governor. The panel says state will need to come up with millions to adequately fund schools. Amy Hawley is live at Rushton Elementary in Kansas City, Kansas, with how this will trickle down to students in the classroom.
Well, like you said, the ruling came in 120 pages of easy reading. The judges told Kansas lawmakers who already face a budget deficit by about $700 million that they're going to have to come up with millions of dollars more, about $500 million more to adequately fund and adequately educate Kansas kids. They called that, if you don't do that, it's unconstitutional. What does this mean as it breaks down to kids per pupil? That's about $800 more per student. The ruling also said students with special needs require even more additional dollars because it takes more to educate them, and that a lack of funding has impeded basic education in some districts across Kansas. State lawmakers already face about a $700 million deficit, and when we told one lawmaker today that they'll have to find another $500 million for education, well, she gasped.
I gasped because we're already looking at about a $650+ million budget deficit for next year that we've got to figure out how to make up.
Now, the 3-judge panel made it very clear. They said, quote, today, it is fair and reasonable to believe from all the evidence advanced in this case that these educational goals are not met and will not be met by the current level of state-supported funding. But many believe that this ruling will be appealed to the state Supreme Court, as this lawsuit already has once before, which means a final ruling wouldn't be had for another year. In Kansas City, Kansas, Amy Hawley, 41 Action News.